Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's McReapers, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at the chance, probability, and amount of time it would take to pull Shiny Gogeta and the winter update for Anime Vanguards, obviously. And before we get into the video, I want to say that this video is going to be formatted a little bit differently than my normal probability videos. And what I mean by that, it's for like the first half of the video, I'm going to be kind of going over some of the math, the numbers, and kind of the process to get some of the calculations in my video. So if you're interested in that, stick around for that. If you don't, if you just want to see the spreadsheet, understand how to like interpret it and all that, I will leave up a timestamp now for you to skip to that. So you guys can skip to that. And if you stick around, then hopefully you're a little bit interested in kind of the process that behind everything. So to start off, what I need to do before I can even really do any of my calculations is figure out what is the actual chance to pull a Shiny Gogeta. We know normal Gogeta is a 1/20,000, and we know that pull a Shiny is a 1.5% chance. And so what I'm going to end up doing is, in order to actually figure out everything, I'm going to change Gogeta into his decimal form chance, which is going to be this. And then we're going to do the same thing for the Shiny, which would be at 1.5 divided by 100, since it's 1.5% chance. So now we're going to multiply those two values together to pull or figure out the essentially Shiny Gogeta decimal form. So obviously this is like impossible to understand unless obviously I understand what these E minus 7 means, but people don't. Most people probably don't. But what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply this by 100 to actually find the percentage. So to actually pull a Gogeta, it's going to be this percent. So 0.00075% chance to actually pull Gogeta. Now, what I'm going to do, because I need to do it in order for my calculations, is I need to also figure out essentially like what is like, because we know Gogeta is a 120%, or like 120,000. What's good Shiny Gogeta? So in order to do that, I'm going to take 1 and divide it by the decimal form of Shiny Gogeta, and we get this number. This is the actual number for Gogeta. He is a 1 in 1.3 million chance to pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this value and I'm going to put it into the website that I use for finding the percentages, which is this right here, if you want to use that. And I'm going to plug in, right here, 1 in 1.3 million. And from here, you can kind of see the percentages for stuff. So moving on to the kind of like the next part of the video is I'm going to show you guys the spreadsheet to kind of help maybe understand some of the other calculations. So starting off here, so let's say I have 10 million presents, right? And this is the amount of spins you would get. So let's take I take the amount of spins and I put it into a calculator here. You'll see I have around a 5% chance, right? So that's how I get the values for this. Now, for the time, it's a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the number of presents. I'm going to go back into the normal calculator, and I'm going to obviously do, 10 million. Should be one more. So this is 10 million. So what I'm going to do is this value is I'm going to divide it by 3,000. Why? Because one portal gives you 3,000. So I'm going to do this. So this is the amount of runs you would need to do in order to get 10 million. And from here, I multiply it by 8 because that's about the amount of time it takes to do, or the amount of minutes it takes in order to actually do a portal. And you'll see we get this number right here, which if you look in the spreadsheet, that's the amount of minutes it takes. And then obviously, if you want to find the amount of hours, you do divide by 60. And then if you want to find the number of hours or days, you do divide by 24. So that's kind of how I get a lot of the, overall numbers. So moving on, we are going to actually take a look at the spreadsheet and kind of maybe help you guys just understand what it is we're looking at here. So with this first I want to zoom out all the way. So you can see we have a total of 4 graphs here, or tables. So on the left side, it's going to be without Shiny Hunter. On the right side, it's going to be with Shiny Hunter. So this first one is just going to be kind of a more kind of like, I would say realistic, almost like maybe value for you guys. So like, let's say you're someone who's able to grind 5 million presents. You have around 2% chance to actually pull a Shiny Gogeta. So obviously the odds are not great. And obviously I also show you the amount of time it'll take, which will take around 7 days. So that's what this is. Now, if you want to figure out like if you want to know like what a 20% chance to pull Gogeta would be, this is what these graphs are for. So you can see here like the amount of currency you need, the amount of spins it would be, and then obviously the amount of time it would take. And in order to essentially guarantee a Gogeta, you can see is would take multiple years to guarantee pulling a shiny Gogeta. So obviously you're not intended to really pull a shiny Gogeta. Now, same thing for the shiny version, except this top graph you can see the odds are around 2 times better, which makes sense because what Shiny Hunter does is increases the chance of pulling a shiny by 2 times. So that's why you can see here 0.75, 1.5% chance. So obviously that makes sense. Down here, similarly to the top part, this is going to be cut in half because you aren't going to be asking to spend as much time. Since you have you're 2 times more likely to actually pull a shiny than without. So you can see if I wanted a 10% chance, while it would take me around 21 million without Shiny Hunter, if I had Shiny Hunter, I would only need around 10 million presents. So, and then same thing with the time, you can see it would take exponentially less time as well. So that's kind of how you read the spreadsheet. I think at this point, you hopefully should be able to understand it. It's not like I would say this is probably one of my easier ones to actually read. Hopefully, I try to simplify it a little bit more so it's not as convoluted. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and good luck getting Gogeta.